Page 6, Ecossaise, WoO 83. As I understand it, that WoO is a German thing and it stands for Works Without Opus. These are works with no opus number where they've cataloged them anyway. It's a recent thing. It's somewhere back in the 1950s. Somebody come along and did this. I don't think it's universal across everybody. It's more of a German thing. Beethoven was German, so it works out. Ecossaise is a kind of a prankish, impish, funny, not funny, but prankish thing. It's expect the unexpected on these. 2/4 time. 1. I tend to slur the first two notes together. So B flats here. We're in the key of F major. It's onomato, which is quickly, and when I have repeated notes, I like to use different fingers anyway, but when you start speeding things up, like onomato, using different fingers on repeated keys becomes kind of important. So I would encourage you to work out a fingering that works for you, be consistent on these repeated notes. And like at the beginning, I could do a 1, I could do a 1, 3, 2. And then here is a 3, 2, 1, or a 3. It doesn't matter what the fingers, just try and work out a fingering so there are two different fingers on these repeated notes. Go over to page 7. You're here, here, 4, and then follow these slurs. It works out okay. Now the last two measures of the second line here, I recommend 4 on the F, 2, and 1. I don't have to cross over the fingers. So see, when you got something that moves along pretty quickly, you got to make sure your fingering that you're using works at a fast speed. There's been many times when I do a piece on piano where I get a good fingering, I'm working it out slowly and carefully, and then when I go to speed it up, it doesn't work at all because the fingering doesn't work. And then I have to redo the fingering. So keep the speed in mind of what it needs to be when you're working these fingerings out. Then, even after you work the fingering out, once you start speeding it up, be prepared to change the fingerings if you need to. So be careful on those. Top of page 6. These notes, the C here, all of that is a chord. It's a broken chord. It's an F chord. And I recommend a 4 on the A because that's the fingering for that chord, not 3. So it's here. That's fine. Got to be able to do that anyway, so that's fine. A lot of times you'll go down and go right back up. You need to be able to do that too. So this fingering shouldn't be a problem except for the 4. And then second line. Use their fingering, it's fine here. That's quick. Go from here to here. There's no rest or nothing, and this moves. You gotta go. You may have to practice that to do that. Ugh. The left hand is moving around, so you don't have to worry so much. So, but it's all eighth note. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so it moves. See? Don't go faster than you can play it accurately and evenly and under control. That may limit you on how fast you can go. You know, your onomato is different from mine, so whatever. But you've got to be able to play that all smooth. All of those eighth notes got to be even through that is all. Now, at the bottom of the page. 2. I like that. I don't like using thumb on everything if I don't have to. And then this business here, moving around, you get this sometimes, especially in list. And you just work it out. You just have to practice that a little bit. Do the best you can with it, but it's got to be controlled and even. You can't connect it with the fingers, obviously, unless your hand is really super big. I can almost reach it, not quite. Then page 9 is what we've already had before, just to repeat. Let's look at the left hand. The left hand is accompanying. Keep the left hand out of the way. It's soft. Broken chords is all it is, but it's going to move around some. Look at the second line on page 6. Here, 2. You get that a little bit more. Let's go over to page 7. Top of the page. This is where the right hand is kind of going up the keyboard. Well, the left hand's going with it. So it's here. If your hand's big enough, I recommend that when you're coming up, use 4th finger on these. If you can reach it, each time use 4th finger. And I do a 2nd finger on the C. This is the 2nd line on page 7, 3rd measure. You're coming off of an F. I do a 2nd and then down, because it's easier for me than trying to use thumb on both. Remember, this is a quick piece. You have to do that quickly. So. And then we're going to do that again at the bottom. Now you're just going up on octaves. 5 and 1 each time is fine. But then, the last 2 measures at the bottom, I still would use 2nd finger on that C. Only because it's fast. If it were a slower piece, then I could go ahead and use thumb on both of those fine. But when it speeds up like that, I gotta accommodate my moves a little better. Now on pages 8 and 9, you get a repeat of pretty much what you had in the left hand. There's nothing really new and exciting there. So let's put the 2 hands together slowly and see how it goes. Keep it down. If you need a metronome to keep you playing slowly, then do that. But keep it slow. Top of page 7 here. I go a little fast here. When you're first working it out, work it out really slowly, because you got to work out all the hesitations. You don't want any hesitations. Eventually it's got to move pretty good. Top of page 8, you're up here. However, I'm taking it maybe too fast to learn it. This is something you gradually speed up over time, because eventually it does. It's a fun piece. You might even kind of bounce this left hand a little bit. Type thing. Eventually, it's whatever. But accuracy is more important than speed, so keep it down for now. The last line on page 8 is here. Sound familiar? It's just, we've already had this. Get comfortable with it. You don't have to go real fast. Just get comfortable with it so you can sort of play it and get into the music and get into the idea. Then you can add the dynamics, because you need to feel the dynamics. Now keep the left hand soft. What we want to hear is in the right hand. So on page 6, sort of loud, that's the right hand. Keep the left hand soft. And I tend to, as I'm going up there in the second line, I just feel crescendo in that. That's just how I felt it. And then I come back down for the third line. That's not what you think it is. And then here, come back down a little bit here. Don't start this really loud. Because you're going to crescendo as you go up. See, now you're loud. And then you back down to medium loud. If I'm going to be medium loud here, I think you should probably be medium loud at the top of the page when you're doing this, because you're crescendoing back up to loud again. On page 8, come down to medium soft, moderately soft, just not soft, but sort of soft. That's the right hand. The left hand needs to be soft, very soft. And at the bottom of the page, look out, it changes. And I crescendo a little bit through this because at the top of page 9 I want to be back up to medium loud. So I at the bottom here I go back up in the medium loud area. There's not a lot of difference between medium soft and medium loud, but I'm not playing page 8 all medium soft. It's got to be a little louder. You feel this as you get to go, but when you get to page 9, come back into your medium loud range area. You're going to crescendo again up here. And you come back down to medium. You get the idea. At the bottom of the page, you're crescendoing, you're ending it very loud. So the last line. And then you can put accents on those. I don't need accents with a fortissimo, just very loud. Just not connected. It's put silence between them. Here. There. Maybe that's what the accents are for, because a lot of times when you have accented notes one after another, you'll separate them. It helps to bring out the accent when you do that. And that's this piece. It's a fun piece.